Good Friday evening, South Carolina weather watchers. I'm the host for South Carolina Weather, Jesse Peterson. Let's go ahead and talk about the weather for your Friday evening. Now, looking at the weather right now, as you can see, we do still have some heavy downpours and maybe even some thunderstorms over here near just to the east of Lancaster and near Hartsville and Florence as well. Do have some rain developing that developed inside of South Carolina, now moving into North Carolina, and we did have some rain down here, some sprinkles down there near Beaufort in Hilton Head, but you could have another little round that tries to move in. You can see this little line right here. You can see it right now. So it's moving eastward, and it may be a bit stronger in terms on the rain side, but that's just what the radar is saying. In terms of the entire United States, if we go ahead and switch over to the winter weather radar, you can see that we do have some rain, obviously, inside of the eastern U.S., from western New York all the way down through Pennsylvania, the Virginias, and the Carolinas and Georgia, and Florida. So, some rain pretty much all throughout almost every single state, maybe except for New Hampshire, maybe Rhode Island, Connecticut as well. But I think everyone else could be seeing some sprinkles right now. In terms of over here for the Midwest and the Deep South, we still do have some rain down here inside of Louisiana and Texas, as well as over here inside of Missouri and Kentucky. Not Kentucky. Well, yeah, Kentucky, but Missouri, I mean. As well as up here inside Minnesota and Iowa as well. We also do have some rain up in the northern United States. We did have some gusts of up to around 70 miles an hour throughout portions of Montana and the Dakotas as well. We even have some rain down here inside of the Rocky Mountains as well. Let's go ahead and talk about our cloud cover. So as you can see um, right now, not a lot. In terms of clear spots, mainly cloudy for everyone. Low clouds up there inside the upstate, more higher clouds the more southern you go and eastern you go towards the coast. But it's pretty much going to be, again, another round of clouds. We were talking about that this morning and last night. If you went ahead and I'll go ahead and show y'all the 23Z. But pretty much what it shows, consistent cloud cover, maybe some clear spots. But again, just going to be some consistent cloud cover going into the next 18 or so hours. The blue is actually the clouds, and the white is actually the sky. I know that may seem a bit confusing because obviously the sky is blue and clouds are white, but for some reason it's reversed, and the clouds are blue and the sky is white, which is very weird. Um, but that's just how it is. Here's our current temperature: 75 in Charleston, 73 in Myrtle Beach, 73 in Moncks Corner, Orangeburg, and Columbia, 71 in Augusta, 70 in Rock Hill, 68 in Greenville, 70 in Anderson as well. Low temperatures for tonight around 73 Charleston and Hilton Head, 70 Myrtle Beach, 69 Moncks Corner and Georgetown, 67 for Columbia, 68 for Sumter, Florence, and Kingstree, 64 for Rock Hill, 63 for Spartanburg, 64 for Greenville as well as Anderson, 63 for Greenwood, and 66 for Aiken as well. Here's our forecast precipitation for the next 24 hours. This pretty much, or I should say the next 12 hours, this was updated this morning. I can go ahead and flip that real quick and get that changed. But it pretty much brings some more rain to the kind of like the low country of South Carolina. Let me go ahead and show that right now. There it is. So you can see around a good half an inch to maybe an inch for the low country of South Carolina. For the entire low country of South Carolina, everyone is going to see around a half an inch to maybe an inch, and maybe some isolated spots near Dorchester, mainly the Tri-County region of Berkeley, Dorchester, and Charleston County, getting around a potential inch to an inch and a half for the next 24 hours or so. Maybe going over there for Myrtle Beach, around half an inch. Up there for Columbia, around a quarter of an inch. Sumter, a quarter of an inch, as well as Spartanburg, half an inch, Greenville, half an inch, Rock Hill, half an inch, Greenwood, around a quarter of an inch. Same thing with Anderson and Lauren as well. And going on ahead and talk about the SBC outlook, we still are under a TSTM for tonight, so we're going to have to watch out for, again, just some thunderstorms. Your regular variety thunderstorms is something that we really have to watch out for, but we cannot say the same thing about tomorrow. Because if you go on ahead and look at tomorrow, we are under a slight risk of severe weather that goes all the way from Hilton Head all the way up to Myrtle Beach. Charleston's in there, the Tri-County region, all of the Low Country, all of the PD region, most of the Midlands, and then the upstate is inside of the marginal risk. That this does come with the 2% chance of tornadoes for the entire Low Country PD and Midlands of South Carolina, as well as a hail threat. The entire state of South Carolina is under a 5% risk of damaging hail, and the main threat that we're going to have to watch for is damaging winds of up to 60 to 70 mile per hour. Wind gusts go through pretty much most of South Carolina. Again, the Midlands, Low Country, and PD region gonna have to watch out for some damaging winds going into tomorrow. Let's go ahead and check out the models and see what time specifically they think that this will happen. We're going ahead and switch over to the models. We're gonna go to the 18Z. That's the 19Z. The 18Z. You see the little blue thing loading at the top. And once we go ahead and get it forward, we're going to get through tonight. More thunderstorms potentially are going to try and pop up into tonight as well. They're going to kind of dissipate around 10, 11 o'clock. And then it really just brings us some showers and maybe some downpours, but that's all I'm really seeing. And then here around 6 a.m., we do have some strong storms clustered together just to the west of Augusta. And watch this, 7, 8 a.m., 9 a.m. I mean, we're going to have a strong storm around 8 to 9 a.m. period, bringing heavy rain and some damaging wind gusts. Pretty much, if you see my little marker, I'm going to mark it in yellow. This entire region right here, you're going to have to watch out for those damaging wind gusts as well. If you continue pushing it forward, you can see it as we progress. It's going to get progressively more, and then we have this another round right behind it as well. Maybe not doing much except for bringing obviously those damaging wind gusts potentially into around 7 to 8 p.m., which is why we have this marginal risk of severe weather up here for like Greenville, Rock Hill as well. So, in my opinion, the storms are really going to be impactful, at least for that 15% risk of damaging winds around 9 o'clock in the morning. Watch out for some damaging wind gusts of up to 60, 70 miles an hour going all the way. Let me zoom in, call out some town names. Charleston, Hanahan, Lincolnville, Cottageville, Walterboro, Hampton, Moncks Corner, Latson, Harleyville, Bonnu Beach, and Russellville as well, over there near Jamestown as well. Statesboro, Georgia down here as well. Going all the way into Florida as well. Gonna have to watch out for some damaging wind gusts as well. And that's gonna move out, and then there's gonna be another round that moves in. Here's 3 p.m., 4 p.m. with some potential for some more storms to pop up. And then here's 5 p.m. right here. 5 p.m. we get a bit of a break actually. Here's 6 p.m., 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m. So it seems like if you're in this region right here, mainly for the coast in general, once you get past 6 o'clock, most of that rain is going to be pretty much out of here. Now, this is not going to be exactly perfect, but as of now, it's looking like that it could be actually way calmer than we thought. And actually, most of the morning activity is where it's going to actually be intense. Now, I do believe that if it was more an afternoon threat, I think that we would have a bit of a better chance of seeing that severe weather actually in place. So it's good that this is in the morning, so it does not get too hot. But still, we're getting closer and closer to summer, so in terms of temperature-wise, it's still going to be around a good 70 degrees. That's all pretty much a severe storm really needs. 70 to 80 degrees is all it really needs at all. So, that's that. Let's go ahead and continue talking about our any type of severe weather. Tomorrow, we do have a marginal risk of excessive rainfall pretty much for everyone. Watch out for some minor flooding and some isolated minor flash flooding as well, and that's all that we have to watch for. Tonight we also do have a little marginal risk as well that goes from Greenville, Anderson, as well as over here near Pickens and Oconee counties as well. Here is our GFS model. as well as let's go ahead and talk about what is about the future and see what it holds. Here's tomorrow, obviously. Here's around May the 18th, 8 a.m. And once we get through, we're not really watching for anything else. A high pressure is going to take right back over. So it's not like a lot's really going to happen after this storm system moves out the way. We're going to get some nice weather, some nice calm weather. So once Saturday's weather is gone, I do believe that Sunday could be a bit better. Here is the 24th, more rain potentially possible going to the 23rd, 24th as well. A high pressure tries to build back in the region and kind of actually helping. You can see the high pressure right here. See my the coordinates on my screen where I'm circling at. You can see the storms. If this high pressure was not there, you see how the storms are kind of going kind of above it. That's from that high pressure building around this region, bringing up those fair conditions as well. Um, so if we just go ahead and continue through, more showers and storms potentially missing us. So this is a good sign. If we do get some rain and some thunderstorms, obviously that's always possible. Maybe even with this storm system right here on May the 31st. But again, once this system right here clears, we're going to have a period of nice weather. And then maybe some showers and some storms potentially on the 24th. And then look at this, another high pressure develops, bringing more fair weather to our region, meaning no rain anytime in sight. Here's the 28th, the 29th, and then finally the 30th and the 31st comes around, and then June. Once we enter June, it's going to be, I think, another active period, and we're also going to have to talk about um, our hurricane stuff as well. And speaking of hurricanes, the National Hurricane Center, they're actually starting to do their their forecast. So I'm gonna see if they actually have one up right now, which they should. Yeah, they do, but it's not really anything. There's gonna be probably an above average hurricane season. At least that's what everyone's saying. But no tropical activity is expected for the next 48 hours and for the next 7 days as well. So, and they're not really watching anything too. But I do know, if you didn't know, our moisture for these hurricanes actually comes from Africa as well. So the moisture from Africa, it rides off and goes into the Atlantic, it develops, and then it hits the U.S. Also, African dust also has to do a lot with this. So it goes up, it curves, and then that's what it does. It can curve, go up the sea. It can go straight if it wants to. It could go straight into Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, go all the way to Louisiana. And also, there's some that form down here as well inside the Gulf of Mexico that comes from South America. And that comes up, and usually those storms, like Hurricane Idalia last season, really the only one that we had, came from the Gulf of Mexico because of our El Nino, which brought wind shear in the Atlantic. It really wasn't that impressive. But especially with those hot temperatures out there, I have heard already that mainly those hot temperatures right now are already up to August 1st level. So that's like deep, deep in the hurricane season. So we're gonna have some record warmth in terms of temperature wise as well. But that's all that I have. So let's go ahead and look at from the audience. Look at the audience. Look Hear from the audience. Let's go ahead and hear from the audience to see what they have to say. You can be a part of the audience if you leave a comment right now or a live chat right now. If you're listening to the live right now, we have 4. And if you're on the recording and you want to be on it next time, go on ahead and leave. Go on ahead and come at 9 o'clock. We do these only for the evenings, not for the mornings as well. So here's a live chat. My cousin says, hello, Joseph. I appreciate your forecasting. You are doing really well. Thank you for that. And it says, hello, Jay. Houston had horrible weather, like 500,000 without power. The tornado you predicted last night did indeed occur. Great job. Thank you. Thank you for that. Also, got to give props to the National Weather Service, SPC, because they were calling that out as well. My other cousin says, hey, Joe. So, that's that. Let's go on ahead and do our San Antonio forecast before I forget. So let me go down to composite reflectivity, and we're going to go ahead and get this started. Starting off, going through tonight and tomorrow, not seeing anything. Tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night. Yeah, so no rain is forecasted for the next 48 hours. So that's something, maybe after today you maybe want that break. I know you said that you did need some rain. But in terms of right now, it does not seem like it. You're going to have a little nice period for some time. Now, that does usually mean that hot temperatures usually occur when you do not have any type of precipitation. So let's go ahead and check that out now. Here's around tonight, lows tonight in around the mid 60s, around 65. And then tomorrow you're going to get highs around 97. So it's going to be hot. And then tomorrow night, lows around the high 60s, around 69.9. And then tomorrow, not tomorrow, but on the 19th, so Sunday, at 2 o'clock, it will be around 86 degrees. So that's your forecast for San Antonio for the next 2 days. And in terms of severe weather as well, last time I checked, I do not believe that you are under any type of, let me turn off this model real quick. I don't think that you're under any type of severe weather, but I do know that we do have some active weather days ahead, like up here for like Kansas, Missouri, Iowa, and Nebraska as well as like day 5. You do have a slight risk of severe storms that goes all the way from Oklahoma City up to Chicago and Wisconsin as well. And then day 6, nothing for day 6. So we're going to have a nice couple of active days for the next couple of days in terms of severe weather. And then in terms of excessive rainfall, we do have a moderate risk that goes from southern Mississippi through to Georgia as well. So you're going to have to watch out for some life-threatening flash flooding. A slight risk that goes from Mobile, Albany, Georgia as well. And then other than that, that's pretty much it. And then here, as well inside the Pacific, we do have a chance for some tropical development as well going into the next 7 days. Only around 20%. That can increase, that can decrease. Just really determines on what happens. But that's all that I have. So I don't see anything outside the chat. We have 7 people in here and only 3 likes. Let's go ahead and get that like button up and help me out. We are also at 104 subscribers last time I checked. So if I go ahead and check now, have I risen? No, only 104. So make sure that you guys hit the share button as well. Share it to anybody you know. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button if you have not already. And make sure that you are here again tomorrow night at 9 o'clock for another forecast update. And then in terms of your Saturday, it's going to be pretty wet. And then Sunday, it should try to dry up. Other than that, that's it. So hopefully everyone has a fantastic Friday night. And I will be back tomorrow morning with another forecast update. Everyone has a fantastic Friday.